Okay, so I just finished reacting to the album Remain in Light by Talking Heads. And coincidentally, on this particular day, I also scheduled to listen to Drums and Wires by XTC. Now, I'm told that these two bands are contemporaries, so I'm pretty juiced. I have only heard the song Making Plans for Nigel, as far as I know, in general, by XTC. I'm not sure who, what they are really besides that, other than that they're kind of new wave. I definitely enjoyed the heck out of that song, though, to the point that it made me want to listen to an album. So we're gonna hop into this thing. Other than the fact that people tell me that these guys are contemporaries of the Talking Heads, I really don't know what I'm hopping into. So yeah, I'm gonna hit the play button. Before I do, it's just very important to me that you know that you are awesome, that you are valuable, that you are important, that you matter, that you are deserving of love, and that I am abundantly grateful for even a moment of your time. If you like what you see, feel free to hit the like and the subscribe button. It goes a long way to help me out. If you really like what you see, leave a comment or join us on Twitch. I'd love to hear from you, and those people over there, or actually down here, are the best people. They just want to hang out with you, listen to good music, and so do I. Guys, without further ado, here is Drums and Wires. Yeah, my state meet. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good story. Drums and Wires, Making Plans for Nigel is where we're starting. Now we're starting. Now, I've already heard this one. This is the song that made me want to come in. We're only making plans for Nigel. Ooh!
We only want what's best for him. We're only making plans for Nigel.
Oh, yeah. Sea Snake, you got here just in time.
Nigel just needs that helping hand.
Also, do me a favor,
And if young
because I was told in the comment section here recently that they're not actually saying he must be happy in his work. They're saying he must be happy in his world. Can I get a lyric check on that? If anybody in the YouTube comment section or in the site over there, if anybody knows, please let me know. Did Spotify get it wrong?
Nigel says he's happy.
Yeah,
He
Dad,
must be happy.
I sent you this
He must
video
be
saying
happy.
I thought you'd like
He
it.
must be happy in his world.
I love that guitar sound.
We're only making plans for Nigel. Ooh, he has this future in a British steel. We're only making plans for Nigel. Nigel's whole future is as good as seal.
You know, and listening to this immediately right after Talking Heads, I've got to say that this seems much less on like the hyper experimental, like dissonance and offbeat polyrhythmic kind of thing. And maybe I'm just one song in, like in a minute, 30 seconds into one song in. But right now, I've got to be honest, this is kind of carrying a vibe I would maybe daily drive more than the last album. If this song is the judge.
Young Nigel says he's happy. He must be happy. He must be happy. He must be happy in his world. Nigel is a nice spoken man. He likes to speak and he loves to be spoken to. Nigel is happy in his world. Nigel
That part reminds me of Talking Heads a lot.
happy in his world. We're only making plans for Nigel.
That guitar sound is so good, dude.
We only want what's best for him. We're only making plans for Nigel. Nigel just needs this helping hand.
I'm sorry. Civilly, I'm really laughing that you just said this is a bit more conventionally songful in that it has things like chord progressions. Like, that's just a funny way to put it, because you're absolutely right. Like, the last album was very light on chord progressions.
And
It was
if young
funk.
Nigel says he's happy, he must be happy, he must be happy, he must be happy in his world.
That part sounded like world. When I closed my eyes and didn't look at the word work, it sounded like world.
We're only making plans for Nigel.
Best part of the song.
We only want what's best for him. We're only making plans for Nigel. Nigel just needs this helping hand. We're only making plans for Nigel.
So I guess that what I don't understand is, like, why are they making plans for Nigel? Are they talking about, like, people just kind of setting him up to live a life he's expected to live and not necessarily live a life of happiness? I don't. And, like, what does the British steel have to do with it?
He has this future in a British steel.
Again, Sting.
We're only making plans for Nigel.
Like, Sting and the Police sounds definitely from the vocals. I'm really excited to hear the next song. Because I've listened to this song a lot on my own ever since I reacted. So the next song is Helicopter. Boots and Cap. Oh! I love this.
I'm crouching here with a telescope in hand, looking up across the Lego land. I really think it's about time that she came down.
I feel like I can hear them singing with the English accent, and that makes this special to me. And again, because they're singing with the English accent, it brings me to artists like The Clash. And that is a very special thing. When dudes let their accents shine through what they sing, that I can remember was one of the very first things I fell in love with Frightened Rabbit about. The lead singer sings with his brogue, like his Scottish accent, and it just creates such a cool dynamic in what I listen to. And in this context, it's just got like a fun sound, like, oh, Helly! It's so, like, that's just such a fun thing. I get more of a Devo vibe from this particular song than I do a Talking Heads vibe. But again, if the three of those bands were contemporaries, it makes sense. It also, I guess, a little bit reminds me kind of like the Cardiacs. When I listened to that song of theirs, they had that kind of sing with the English accent vibe that I really enjoyed. This is a bit different than that, but similar some.
I'm crouching here with a telescope in hand, looking up across the Lego land. I really think it's about time that she came down. She a laughing, giggly, whirly bird. She got to be obscene to be offered. I really think
Jimmy Jazz is my favorite The Clash song.
it's about time that she came down. And I object to all the airmail that she picked up, the airmail that she picked up, the airmail that she picked up. Oh, when she's up there twirling round.
Dude, I love this.
Copter, she's landing on the town. It's about time that I stop her. When she's up there twirling round, wow, just like a helicopter. Oh, Heli. She's away from convent, she's gone wild. She's grown from a nice young lady to...
This a little bit of a Toy Dolls vibe.
She's away from convent, she's gone wild. She's grown from a nice young lady to a child. I really think it's about time that she came down. She's a laughing, giggly, whirly bird. She got to be obscene to be unheard. I really think it's about time that she came down. And I object to all the airmail. She better get up the airmail. She better get up the airmail. She better get up. Oh, when she's up there twirling round.
Dude, I love this, like the sounds that come with this moment.
When she's up there twirling round.
For sure I hear the Clash now, though.
Helicopter, she's landing on the town. It's about time that I stop her, when she's up there twirling round, wow, wow, just like a helicopter, copter.
Dude, I love this song. I love this song a lot. It's a vibe, you know what I mean? Like, this is fun pop music in 79.
When she's up there twirling round, just like a helicopter, copter, she's landing on the town. It's about time that I stop her, when she's up there twirling round, wow, wow, just like a helicopter, copter. A heli, ow! When she's up there twirling round.
Fish does that part in Way, where they're like, way, oh, way, oh, way, oh, way, oh, way, oh, and eventually the word way just stops having any meaning. And that kind of happened here in the flushing round part. Yeah. I think I would absolutely 100% have had a hard time distinguishing between XTC, certain songs from XTC, Talking Heads, and Devo. Devo, and Devo. Yeah, those three. I would likely have a hard time prior to me jumping in. Grandma wouldn't let you listen to Oh Helicopter? Dang. Baseline. Oh man, nah.
Clock in my head, clock on the wall, and the two of them don't agree at all.
See, I totally could have seen myself thinking that this was a Talking Head song, because I couldn't have told you before I called my dad before this particular stream. I couldn't have told you that Burning Down the House was Talking Heads, and this vaguely reminds me of the voice of that.
Clock on the wall, and the two of them don't agree at all. Friday is heaven, Friday is heaven, day in,
Oh man,
day out, day
the guitar part in the back. It's a fat bass line, but let's be real. Like, this album is just so solid, but I don't think the bass line competes with Talking Heads at all. The bass lines so far. Not that it's a competition. I shouldn't compare. I need to shut up.
Day in. Wish you were here.
Ooh.
On the shop floor. And day out. And together we could count the dots on the wall. Friday is heaven. Friday is heaven. Day in.
Oh man, I really love.
Day out. Day in.
The panning there. Headphone listeners, check this out. It literally, pow, it goes really fast from right ear to left ear. And then we're back. Their change of time signatures here is tasty. I can see it a little bit. That guitar strike, absolutely. That it's like that part right before fame. Like, that's 100% that sound. The guitar and the bass aren't playing in time together. They're multi-rhythmic for sure. I really enjoyed this one. I definitely hear the Fame guitar bit, though, for sure. All right, so when you're near me, I have difficulty. Back to the Clash vibe. This is just a more accessible album, I think. I feel like in some ways people might argue that it's less genius because it seems to be a little bit less explorative. It was a year earlier than Remain in Light. Not that these two albums were necessarily competing with one another, but I feel like I'm finding myself, as much as I loved Remain in Light, I'm really finding myself kind of connecting a little bit more to this, and that it's maybe the easier listen. I don't feel like I'm having to connect crazy abstract things. Like the music, it flows a little bit better, but I feel like it lacks some of the experimentation and some of the abstract nature of what made Remain in Light awesome, if that makes sense. Just because it's an easier listen doesn't mean it's a better listen, but I'm finding it's easier to chew on. It's easier to listen to without listening critically, if that makes any sense. Wow.
I used to stand proud like a sphinx in a noble immovable state, and then your heart now be under a jinx. I'm feeling like a jellyfish, just a spineless wobbly jellyfish, and it's great, so great.
It's like he's singing about, like, he's uncomfortable being around somebody, but he's like too spineless to mention anything. Like he feels trapped in his own relationship, but he's spineless, so he can't get out.
Maybe I have difficulty respirating.
They do. They've got the dun 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 guitar, and then the upward striking one that's almost like the reggae or like ska inspired, like what inspired ska, I guess maybe I should say.
Difficulty concentrating. When you leave me, I have difficulty standing upright.
Maybe it is. Maybe it is a love song.
Difficulty sleeping at night. I used to stand high like a pine, with just a piece of emotionless wood. But when you put your body in mine, I'm feeling like a jellyfish, just a spineless wobbly jellyfish, and it's good.
Maybe I'm wrong.
So good.
Perspective is everything. I used to be an Iceman living in an Iceman town, so I'm warning you all, cool Icemen, you'd better be prepared to be melted right down. Ooh. I like that guitar solo sound. I feel like Rancid took a note out of this book for their own. I feel like Tim Armstrong, that like when I think of a song like Ruby Soho, for example, the guitar tone in his solo and Ruby Soho reminds me of this. Right now, I feel like people told me that the comparison was XTC and Talking Heads, but I feel like the closer comparison is XTC and Devo. At least this album versus We Are Devo compared to this album versus Talking Heads, Remain in Light. I feel like, I don't know, maybe they're all three contemporaries, but and so much of what you're hearing me talk about is me kind of dissecting my preconceived notions. And recognizing what was wrong in my head versus what is, and what I'm finding, I'm discovering. I honestly, I think it's interesting that this particular album seems more accessible. Like they hit you with rhymes much more frequently. It's not like they throw rhymes or let rhymes not be a focal importance to the songs like what Talking Heads did. I almost feel like they're just such different bands that you can't compare them, even though there are elements that sound similar. I could absolutely see how they would like inspire one another to go on to make different sounds. Like you hear what other people are doing, and so you're like, wow, I think we could do that in the sum of our parts. And so, yeah, I mean, it definitely makes sense that these guys are drinking the same water. Probably smoking the same weed, you know? What did he say? That's all in the right ear, by the way.
Well, why stop there?
Huh. And you can hear the echo from the reverb in the left ear. This has also felt more guitar centric in general. Like I've felt like every song I'm hearing guitar.
My feet now, you make me go dizzy. I'm weak at the knees, yes. I feel like I'm walking right a tennis toe. I feel like I'm walking right a tennis toe. Well, you say I'm faking, and I say don't worry. The way that I bubble, there's something in the make. Yes, I feel like I'm walking right a tennis toe. I feel like I'm walking right a tennis toe. Right, the chemistry is right.
That guitar run, the acoustic guitar lead that only happens like in the right ear.
Right, the chemistry is right.
Wow.
This boy has reached his height. This feeling just goes on and on and on and on.
Well, hey, thank you so much. Turn yourself off. I appreciate you stopping by. I know it's late for you over there, but thank you again. That's so awesome of you. This is the palm mute lead.
Yeah, I feel like I'm walking right a tennis toe. I feel like I'm walking right a tennis toe.
I also feel like I'm hearing my favorite bands growing up. Like I feel like the Shins, they've been one of my all-time favorite bands since I was 14. So going on 20 years. And I've never thought to myself that I heard the Shins, or I would have heard the Shins on like a new wave sound, but this kind of reminds me a little bit of New Slang, maybe a little bit of like Carrying is Creepy there. Definitely from the O Inverted World album.
I feel like I'm walking right a tennis toe. I feel like I'm walking right a tennis toe. Right, the chemistry is right. This boy has reached his height. This feeling just goes on and on and on and on. From strength to strength, I'm 10 feet long.
Wow.
Happy, I'm floating around on my feet now.
You guys know the song Golden Brown by the Stranglers? This also reminds me a little bit of that.
Happy, I'm floating around on my feet now. You make me go dizzy. I'm weak at the knees. Yes, I feel like I'm walking right a tennis toe. I feel like I'm walking right a tennis toe. I feel like I'm walking right a tennis toe. I feel like I'm walking right a tennis toe. I feel like I'm walking right a tennis toe. I feel like I'm walking right a tennis toe. I feel like I'm walking right a tennis toe.
I like this one too, dude. They both had really strong A sides for sure. Yeah, Golden Brown for sure. Yeah, I think Cage the Elephant does great covers, but I do think the original of Golden Brown stands the test of time. I think it stands up stronger than the cover. But yeah, that one was especially really good. I do think that there's something to be said about how much more accessible this feels. Not that I disliked Remain in Light. In fact, I really, really, really liked Remain in Light, which says a lot that I like this one more. I just feel like it's a different series of songs. I think the song that has impacted me the most, just so far, might be on Remain in Light still, but this is maybe the easier album for me to feel like, hey, you might like this. I feel like there's only a specific group of people in my life that I could recommend Remain in Light to, because you have to have a brain that wants to hear sounds like that, that wants the offbeats. This is, again, kind of an easier pill to swallow if you're sharing music with people. But I'm definitely, I don't know. I don't want to. I think I do like it more. Oh, yeah, bass line. What's up, Jovi Head? You don't need that that much. Explain more than 100K. Oh, man. Very much civilly, 100%. The guitar, the bass here, though, is... The bass here, though. Also, the guitars are panned on different ears. I just noticed that. The two guitar parts... Sorry, I just saw Clark walking. But the two guitar parts are panned on either side, which makes it another fun little detail to pick apart. Hey, Night Uni. I really love this bass line. Was Manfred Mann's that band, the band that sang Blinded by the Light, were they also contemporaries of this time period, of these bands? Manfred Mann's Manfred Band? I feel like I'm saying this terribly. Hey, take care, turn yourself off. It feels a little punky. Manfred Mann's Earth Band. It super feels punk as we're talking about it, Crimson. And again, I don't know. I feel like everybody I've talked to says that this is new wave, but it definitely, there's got to be a little bit of a punk vibe here. And maybe it's just because it sounds so much in some parts like I'm hearing The Clash, but there's definitely different, there's different sounds to it too, right? Like, I feel in some ways that they are a little bit more musically inclined than the members of The Clash. Like, not that The Clash were bad musicians. I just feel like these guys may be a little bit tighter in the skill set. I don't know if I believe that punk was a subset of new wave. I need to chew on that. I think Glenn Danzig would really fight somebody, or Doyle. What would Doyle say? I don't even know. That said, Misfits out of it, I do, because even like the Fear guys, like I have a hard time comparing like what Fear did with this. I don't know if I think that punk is an offshoot of new wave or if I think it's the other way around. But the more I'm hearing this, the more I'm thinking it's connected for sure. All right. Did new wave inspire punk, or did punk inspire new wave? Which came first, the chicken or the egg? I'm kidding. Don't answer that question. Answer the one about the punk rock and new wave. Please and thank you. presence here is very different. See, this sounds punk rock to me. Dad says punk came first. Ooh. That was another one of those Fame guitar moments. I feel like they seem to be singing a lot about industry. It feels like they're definitely singing a lot about like industrial changes in the world, and a couple of songs, because like this is the second time that they've referred to steel, and it makes me wonder if like they're kind of singing at you know, political spectrum that they're surrounded in. I feel like they could be chanting this in a Mad Max movie. They didn't praise the motor spirit, though. That one was pretty good. Not my I mean, it was my least favorite on the album, but that was good. Oh, man. Feel like Franz Ferdinand took influence from this.
In the secret time, invading our privacy, unknowing we mime, we play for the ministry. They can boom you better when you take a laugh. They can take every cry, they can take every laugh. They can turn you around so you wonder what's real.
I like this one a lot. It also feels like this is potentially early inspiration fodder for what would become ska music.
Busy little piece of going everything you feel unreal, by real. You're documented down like rats that catch it on the wrist. Real, unreal, by real, by real.
Yeah, this is a really good one.
Real, by real, by real, by. In this hidden time, ignorance may help you to cope. Rehearsing for crime, and sex using government cinemascope.
Wow. They got all that in that line.
They can take what you think and they can take what you say. They can blur your ID so you wonder what's real, by real. That busy little piece of corner, everything you feel.
Kind of feels like Real by Real is a like a calling out Big Brother kind of song.
Real, by real. You're documented down like rats that get you doing what's real.
Love you, Dad. You got right. You got right out of here as I brought up George Orwell. I love you, man. Sleep well. Oh man, listen to that guitar. The analog tape delays in that time were really fun because if you could get them like the more you use them, they had this like modulation kind of sound that would be like kind of sounded like it warps a little bit as it goes. There's something really cool about an analog tape delay. Yeah, it does. I feel like real's not real. So Real by Real definitely felt like it was a song kind of calling out the big brother element of you know, the government. Like I got the feeling that it was really kind of saying like, hey, the government's doing all of this and like it's just kind of happening, and you know, I don't know. It felt like it was definitely kind of an upbeat song about an Orwellian society, though. Just me. I loved that song. And the way it ended there with that kind of... Where does the album end, by the way? Because you said that some of these, not all of these, were actually on the album. Just so I know where I'm headed. Trying to maneuver the time. Complicated game. Okay, got it. Here we go. So this one's Millions. The pan work is so good. I wonder if this was all mastered this way on the vinyl or on the original release. Because I see that this is a remaster, so I wonder how much like work they did on the panning and stuff with like the digital remasters. This feels much more like what we just listened to on Remain in Light. Like this feels a whole lot more like this is what I imagine new wave to be. So much of this album has sounded like a old punk album to me, like old classic English punk. This now sounds like what my impression of new wave has been for a lot of my life. You know, outside of songs like Whip It, or you know, Psycho Killer, which I'd say would kind of stand as like, you know, kind of quintessential new wave sounds to me. That and you know, any Blue Monday by New Order maybe. But this is very, very, very different than what I feel the rest of the album has been. The guitars here. This has been the least accessible song on the album so far. Wow. These guitar parts are so nice. Yo. Luck, what's up? Welcome by. The guitar parts here, that little descending thing, like they kind of throw out playing in keys. It's hilarious that you say that, Luck. It's very funny today that you say that. This one is just one I don't understand, really. But I love the noises right there that we just heard. That descent. Oh, wow. See, this part's a lot of fun to me. I like this. But I have had this hasn't been my favorite. The bass line is really nice. It kind of carried that whole section, but the Millions part, not my favorite. And I also felt like it was harder for me to connect to. The least accessible of the songs on the album by far. The most, in my brain, conventionally new wave song that I've heard on this album. This was, I could kind of get behind that. I don't necessarily think it, honestly, it's not the worst song I've heard tonight, but it wasn't my favorite. And again, it kind of suffered by comparison after following up Reel by Reel, because that was a mega banger. But maybe I'm a dink for, not liking the more accessible stuff. Or the less accessible stuff. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. wow. Huh. All right. I'm actually really glad that it changed. Okay, sorry. I initially rolled over my headphone cable, but no, what I was going to say is I did not like the do this, do that. There was definitely a tension to it, but I just kind of felt like it was a tension that I disliked here. Like I didn't feel like it necessarily worked, but when we went from say goodnight into this next part, super vibe. Definitely about it. Sounds good, Scoots. Huh. I do like the lyrical concept, though. I like what they're talking about. Kind of like a coming of age, like growing up, you deal with this crap all the time. I could see how somebody in the 80s or late 70s might be like, yeah, all they do is say to do this. Do that. It also has this element where it's like they're only saying do this. It's all coming in the right ear, so it almost feels like somebody is like saying it into your ear. A little bit, yeah. Or just a nagging voice, you know? Oh, man, yeah. See, there is a predictable element to this more than any of the Talking Head stuff. Oh. Oh! All right, the trumpet I didn't see coming, guys. Oh man. And then these Reiki sounds. Oh man. You know, that ending totally saved what kind of annoyed me about the do this, do that. And I found throughout it kind of grew on me. It didn't seem so bad once I kind of felt like I got it. Like once the concept of like somebody speaking into your shoulder telling you to do things all the time, and it's just kind of how it is. Like it's just part of being a boy and a girl. Like, yeah, I don't know. There's something to it. But yeah, the trumpet's there. What's that? But guys, let's finish her up. Outside World XTC. I love you, dude. Thank you guys for being so nice. Seriously. That's kind of funny.
She has 6 months singing in a sauna, so she can't hear what's going on. She can't hear what's going on in the outside world. In the outside world. In the outside. Bad black and white man standing in the big pen, telling us a simple thing to shoot him in the abdomen. She's not interested in that. But she's not interested in that. She has 6 months singing in a sauna.
I feel like I'm 100% hearing the Cardiacs were influenced by this band. This is really reminding me a lot of that one song I heard by the Cardiacs. Or by Cardiacs, not the.
Standing in the big bed, telling us a simple tip to shoot him in the afternoon. She's not interested in love. She's not interested in love. She has 6 months singing in the sauna. Outside.
Oh, man.
Outside. She has 11 lions laughing at her lakeside. So she can't hear what's going on. She can't hear what's going on in the outside world. In the outside world. In the outside. Bad brown and yellow man spitting on the filament. Draper in the newspaper and stab her with a poison pen. And she's not into
Reminds me a little bit of Death or Glory by The Clash.
no, she's not interested in love. She has 11 lions laughing at her lakeside.
I think it's supposed to be a play on the word ecstasy, right?
Outside world. Outside.
Do 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 do.
You can keep your animals, all the noise and the deal.
Now it doesn't remind me of The Clash, really.
I'm coming home.
Now it does. Why am I even trying to say it doesn't sound like The Clash to me? I mean, England in '79, they're kind of contemporaries with The Clash, right? Like, are they? I mean, maybe they're not touring with the same guys, were they? Maybe they were. I don't know. Tell me about it. Yes. Not the Smiths.
She has 6 months singing in a sauna. So she can't hear what's going on. She can't hear what's going on. She can't hear what's going on. She just won't hear what's going on. What's going on?
Yeah, nobody in the world, I don't think, would compare the Smiths to this. I feel like Rancid 100% took inspiration from this as well. Like, the guitar tones make me feel like Tim Armstrong from Rancid 100% was like, you know, it'd sound really cool on this song. Ooh. Oh, wow. Primus covered this song? Oh, man. Nelly the Elephant by Toy Dolls is kind of where this brings me to. Slightly. Not anymore. I love this. This would be really easy daily driver music for me. Bro, yeah. Yeah, but like this part definitely reminds me a little bit of Uncontrollable Urge. It also reminds me a little bit of different parts I've heard in Remain in Light. Hey! Like I feel like I commented that I felt like Devo did was very much with that like low to high vocal moment. Snip it, snip it, snip it goes the Scissor Man. That part is what makes me think of the Clash, by the way. Not that. Meow. What does that remind me of? That noise. Boom. I have no idea what it is. Doom, 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 boom. I don't think it was a bass. If it was from a key and not a string. The little walk down with the guitar here. The bass walk. No, 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 no. August 17, 97 or 79. So this was before. Snipping, snip. I think this part's a lot of fun. Oh, wow. I like the little adventure here at the end. Whoa! I kind of like it. I like the obscure sounds there. Okay, complicated game. Is this the closer, huh? Whoa.
I ask myself, should I put my finger to the left?
Wow.
I ask myself, should I put my finger to the right? No, it doesn't really matter where I put my finger. Someone else will come along and pretend it's always been the same.
This is kind of deep. It reminds me a little bit of like The National, if you're familiar with that band. It's a modern band.
Should I put my finger to the left?
No. It almost feels like he's kind of crying, like a little bit. Like this is an intimate moment to himself in his room, kind of like one of those barefoot at the piano moments.
Should I put my finger to the right? No, it doesn't really matter where I put my finger. Someone else will come along and pretend it's always been the same.
Wow.
It's just a complicated game.
I love this.
It's just a complicated game.
This take, there's such an emotion in this. He's not trying to be a big a big voiced musician here. He's like singing how he feels, and it sounds like it. It sounds like he's just having this kind of moment where he's just at a piano and just kind of having like a pep talk with yourself, or just like one of those moments where you're like, well, it doesn't really matter what I do anyway. Like, it's not like it's going to change literally anything about what's happening right now. And it sounds like he's having that moment to himself, you know? And I think that makes it so special.
It's always been the same. It's just a complicated game. Yeah.
I already, this is so good. I'm already adding this to liked. It's just yeah, he's kind of, it's just a complicated game. You know, and I think that, again, I feel like that's kind of what makes it super awesome to me. You know, like he's just, I ask myself, should I put my finger to the left? No. Like there's something really cool about it to me. And then it got big there. Wow. Very much the Clash there. Just in the vocal take. Oh man. A little boy asked me should he put his foot upon the right. I said it really doesn't matter when you put your focus on someone else will come along and move it, and it's always been the same. It's just a complicated game. I like what the lyrics are doing. Oh, damn. I like what the bass is doing. I mean, this whole thing, the drums, the way it's just got this, it's kind of like got a cycle of life thing to it, right? Like, should I put my finger to the left or right? Like, everyone's always telling me what to do and bossing me around. Same thing with children in general, right? Like, it's definitely heavy hitting stuff. Like, there's always somebody, you know, and then further than that, it doesn't necessarily matter where you vote. And you know, I feel like there's a fair reason to feel that way in today's world. Like, this song kind of does feel timeless to me. Oh man. I also feel like Primus learned from this. The anger and tension to this. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. His voice. The growl he has. Wow. I didn't expect I would enjoy this as much as I really thought talking. This will tell you about preconceived notions. I thought Talking Heads was going to be the album I liked more tonight. I really thought that I was going to like Remain in Light more, just because it was like in the world I live in, my surroundings, it's the band I'd heard more people talk about. Really, I'm certain I'd heard Talking Heads songs before I listened to that album. Coming into this album, I'd only ever heard Making Plans for Nigel. So I definitely think there is, I mean, if you compare one album to the other, I think I like this album better. I don't know that I would compare the bands yet, because I'd need to dig into the catalogs. I could see how they're contemporaries for sure. I definitely find myself leaving this album reaction with kind of more questions about the differentiation between the eras of punk and new wave. That's not necessarily a like rock history I've delved too deeply into. And I'm finding that I'm really interested, because I've really, really found myself captivated with this new wave and punk vibe. Like, I've always liked punk music, right? But I don't know, new wave kind of has felt to me more like conscientious punk in a different way. And I don't know, it's very, honestly, it's just really cool. It's really cool. I gave the Talking Heads an 83 on the album Remain in Light. I'm gonna be honest, Drums and Wires, I think it's getting a 91 from me. On Rate Album of the Year, like, I just really liked this. Rolling Stones gave it an 80. All Music gave it a 90. I don't know about it, but it's definitely better than an 80 to me. Like, for sure better than an 80. I definitely enjoyed this album so much. From open to close, like, there were not a lot of skips on it for me at all. And I would say, like, the last 3 songs on Remain in Light were skips for me. Like the first 5, mega bangers. This kind of had just 2 or 3 that I think didn't sing to the point that I'd want to go out of my way to listen to it again. I feel like I'll be listening to this album quite a bit. I've been listening to a lot of Fish lately, if I'm just being real. But, and I definitely want to hear Fish cover Remain in Light, but I'm finding that XTC really just, again, hits me in a daily driver kind of listening mode. Like, I could listen to this and I would probably just go out of my way to listen to it. Whereas on the other one, I would probably, on some of the other albums I've heard, I'd probably just go out of my way to listen to some songs. So, yeah, for whatever it's worth, like, not too low, but Remain in Light is nonstop. I think that I don't know. I feel like not nonstop. I feel like it stopped after song 5, but I loved the album. I just feel like I found myself kind of bopping a bit more to Drums and Wires. But guys, I love you. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much for the positivity that you show both to me and to one another. Continue to be the best. And until I see you next, be introspective and consider the birds. Goodbye, guys.